And we begin at 5:30 with a developing story in Norfolk and flying frustrations for some travelers at Norfolk International Airport. Now, this is a live picture at the airport where a system failure forced flights to be canceled over the weekend, and at least one flight had to be diverted to another airport.
Yeah, today I took those concerns to officials at the FAA, National Weather Service, Norfolk International Airport, and the airline for that diverted flight to get answers.
It was supposed to be like an hour and 15-minute flight, and then there was a lot of turbulence and everything, so they said that we were going to do a slow descent into Norfolk.
But Delta Flight 5455 never made it to its intended destination Saturday morning. And we learned that the root of your weekend problems here at Norfolk International Airport all came back to what's called an automated surface observing system. It's a weather station that reads things like temperature, winds, cloud elevation, fog, and pressure for aviation operations. The National Weather Service says the system was misbehaving early in the week. It went down briefly, they worked on it, and it was fine. That is until a modem failed and it completely shut down Saturday.
And the pilot told us that we weren't landing because they didn't have an accurate ground temperature.
It sounds small, but we found out the failed system actually determines how much lift a plane can get, how much weight it can carry, and the takeoff or landing speed it needs. Flight 5455 was scheduled to land at 9:15. It touched down at 9:40 in Newport News instead.
And then at that point, we had family members waiting in Norfolk for us, so we just called them to get us to Newport News, but I think they were going to have a bus bring everyone to Norfolk.
Meanwhile, some planes had no problems at all.
And then they were saying that all the Southwest planes were landing. So we didn't know if it was a Delta thing and then I had heard stories that it was like an air traffic control thing, so we were just curious what really was going on.
We're told the FAA sets guidelines for readings flight crews have to get from weather stations. But if the system goes down at an airfield, each airline has its own mandate as to whether a flight crew can get a reading nearby instead and land, or if it has to divert.
Airport officials in Norfolk say they're still working to get information from airlines and the National Weather Service to have a better picture of the full impact of that system failure. The Weather Service says they replaced radios and other equipment on Saturday, and everything was back up and fully functional by 9 a.m. on Sunday morning.